All right, so today, let's dive into the story of a guy who tried his absolute best to be a villain and just failed spectacularly. This is Liam Sarah Banfield. He got reborn into this crazy, powerful, intergalactic empire, and he has just one goal: become the most corrupt, over-the-top, evil lord in history. But, as you're about to see, the universe, well, it seems to have some very different plans for him.
You see, Liam's whole worldview comes from a really dark place. His first life? It was nothing but misery and betrayal. He learned the hard way that being a good person gets you absolutely nowhere. So with this second chance, he is determined to be the one on top, the one causing the suffering for once. And that right there, that's the engine driving every single thing he does.
And, he's off to a pretty good start. He's got this massive fleet, and he's just casually hunting down space pirates. But he's not doing this for justice or peace. Nah. For him, it's basically a game. It's how he gets more resources and, honestly, just blows off some steam from his past life. This huge, epic space battle is to him just another Tuesday.
And this is where it gets kind of wild, right? You've got this kid who looks completely innocent, and is ordering total annihilation without even blinking. His appearance just completely masks this cold, ruthless mind that is dead set on becoming a tyrant. For Liam, mercy isn't even in his vocabulary.
So right when he's getting into the groove of his whole pirate-crushing hobby, the Empire decides to throw a wrench in his plans. Liam gets ordered to go through this mandatory 3-year training period. He just rolls his eyes and calls it a boring vacation, completely clueless that he's walking straight into a conspiracy that's all about him.
So Liam shows up at the estate of Viscount Roselle, who's supposed to be his teacher. And he is not impressed. At all. The place is tacky, the other trainees are a bunch of idiots, and he is being forced to wear what are basically mechanics' overalls. Yeah, this is a far cry from the luxurious evil lord lifestyle he had in mind.
And this is where we meet our first real villain of the story, Viscount Razzle. He takes one look at the unbelievable wealth of House Banfield, and he doesn't see a student he needs to train. Nope. He sees a walking, talking vault, a golden goose just begging to be squeezed for every last penny.
So Razel's scheme? It's pretty straightforward, but oh, it's nasty. First, get Liam under his control. Step 2, give him the worst possible treatment and a garbage education. Then, step 3, just pocket all the insane amounts of money being sent for Liam's care. And the grand finale? Ruin the Banfield family and take everything for himself. But here's the thing. While Razel has this big, evil plan, this is where the real comedy of the story just explodes. Because Liam, who is trying with all his might to act like a lazy, corrupt noble, finds that everything he does somehow gets mistaken for an act of pure genius.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. He literally gives his classmates awful financial advice hoping to bankrupt them, but they think it's some brilliant 4D chess long-term strategy. He tries to slack off during training, but his natural talent is so insane that his minimal effort produces incredible results. He is, simply put, failing his way to the top.
And in the middle of all this, he somehow makes friends. By accident, he meets this earnest guy named Kurt and an energetic girl named Isla, and he secretly calls them his evil lord buddies. He's actively trying to corrupt them, but he ends up giving them incredible advice that strengthens their noble houses. He's literally helping them, and he doesn't even realize it.
And then, just to make things weirder, his old sword master, Yashushi, shows up. Now, this is the guy who taught Liam a completely made-up sword style just to scam him out of money. The problem is, Liam, through sheer talent, has actually perfected this fake style, turning his master's lie into a terrifyingly real and deadly martial art. The look on Yashushi's face is priceless.
Okay, so this is where things really start to escalate. Viscount Razel is getting desperate, so he decides to speed up his plan. He hires a huge fleet of pirates to attack the territory of Liam's new friend Kurt. He's hoping the chaos will give him the opening he needs to seize all their assets.
Suddenly, urgent news comes in. Kurt's home is under a full-scale attack by a massive pirate fleet. He's panicking. His family, his entire domain, it's all about to be destroyed. The trap is sprung, and now everyone is looking at Liam, this powerful young noble, wondering, what is he going to do?
And Liam's response is just perfect. He sees this as the ultimate excuse to finally act like a real villain, to go wild with his army for a totally selfish reason.
He puts on a big show about being a loyal friend, but really, he's just thrilled he gets to go blow stuff up. But to everyone else, he looks like the most loyal, heroic friend you could ever ask for.
And just like that, with the perfect excuse, Liam gets to do what he's been wanting to do all along. Unleash hell. The stage is set for this massive battle where the so-called hero is about to deliver what he thinks is a villain's perfect form of justice.
And let me tell you, it is an absolute massacre. Liam's fleet, led by his top knight Tia, just descends on the pirates. He even jumps into his own personal giant robot, the Avid, and just tears through the enemy lines himself. It's not even a fight, it's an execution.
The result? Total annihilation. Not a single pirate ship survived. And with this one overwhelming victory, Liam not only saves Kurt's family, but he completely unravels Viscount Razel's entire scheme, exposing him as the corrupt traitor he is.
The fallout from this is just staggering. Razel is ruined, completely disgraced. Liam, on the other hand, is celebrated across the entire empire as this pure and just hero. His reputation goes through the roof, his influence is stronger than ever, and he returns home completely and utterly baffled. He tried his best to be selfish, and instead he's become this famous hero.
But you gotta start wondering, right? All this unbelievable luck, this constant, consistent failure to be evil? It's starting to feel like more than just a bunch of happy accidents. It almost feels like someone is pulling the strings.
I mean, really, was it just a coincidence that every single selfish thing he did somehow led to a good outcome? That every time he tried to create chaos, he ended up bringing about justice and order?
Or is it possible that someone or something has been manipulating everything from behind the scenes, actively forcing him down the path of a hero completely against his will? And that's when he appears. This mysterious figure steps out of the shadows, a being known only as the Guide, and he reveals that he's the one who's been orchestrating everything.
And what he says just turns Liam's whole world upside down. The Guide admits that he was the one responsible for all the suffering in Liam's past life. And now, out of pure cosmic spite, he's been rigging the game to make sure Liam fails at being evil. He's been forcing him into a good, happy, prosperous life as the ultimate form of revenge.
So now, Liam, the guy who just wanted to be an evil lord, finds himself with a real enemy. And this enemy's weapon isn't a fleet of ships, it's forced good fortune. His plans for villainy are in shambles, and he's got this all-powerful being working against him. So the big question is, what on earth is going to happen to him next at the Imperial Academy?
Plot capsule.